إلى لقاء يوم الدين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. May Allah inshallah bless us in this majlis and inshallah accept our prayers, dua and a'mal inshallah. Recite louder salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. The eighth position in salat that the shak and the doubt we have responsibility is a correct doubt. We have a specific solution for that shak is the position that while you're standing you have the doubt and shak between 3, 4 and 5 rakat. So you have doubt between is it the third rakat, is it the fourth rakat, or this is the fifth rakat. You have doubt between 3 rak'ats. So in this case, while you're standing, you sit down, you finish your salat, tashahhud salam, and after that 2 rak'at salat ihtiyat, standing salat ihtiyat, and right after that you sit down and 2 rak'at salat ihtiyat while you're sitting. The ahkam of doubts in salat, as you know, it's a bit complicated. It's hard to memorize them. For those people that they take notes, it's better for them. They can keep track of that. However, like we always said, it's better to pay attention 2-3 minutes to say, healthy, correct salat, so you don't have to deal with all these regulations between 3, 4, 5 rakat, and then we'll get to more complicated as well. So one more tazakkur I heard tonight that one of the sisters told me to say that inshallah we keep in mind that we look at the center as our house, inshallah. We'll help in cleaning and paying attention to that, inshallah. It's exactly as our house. Every single of us are responsible of that. Shouldn't be the way that I leave my cup here, somebody else would pick it up, or not to take care of that. Inshallah, we'll pay attention to that as well. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Another salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. So last night we talked about a new orientation in walking and going through the path of Allah and reaching the ascension and mi'raj. That was our topic. We said that it's not all the time individual responsibility for me that I just take care of myself. I said, okay, I'm paying attention to my ikhlas, to my shukr, to my a'mal individually. We said now, no, there are many occasions in Islam which that being in jama'ah and helping others is very, very important. As you know, saying 1 rak'at salat in your house individually and 1 rakat in a masjid or center with jama'ah, congregation salat, it's not comparable, the sawab of that. Why? Because you are what? Because you are in jama'ah, because you are with other people. Yadullah ma'al jama'ah. Allah says, if you do take care of other people, be with other people, it's more important for me than you do it individually. That's why in the Islamic society, in the Islamic environment, Islamic community, taking care of each other is very important. You heard about this, that if I am in my house and my neighbor is hungry, you have hadith, that if I don't know that my neighbor is hungry, or hunger is just an example, or he or she has a problem, Rasulullah said that person is not really following me. It's not really following me. How come you are in your house, everything is fine, you don't know what's going on with your neighbors, they have problem, they don't have dinner to eat, they don't have food to eat? No, this is not Islam. Islam means you do take care of each other. It's not all about I don't care, I'm fine. Can you help me? I'm sorry, it's not my job. It's not my business. We hear these things a lot. Islamic society is not this. No. Your business, not to be intrusive, right? No. Your problem is my problem. We have huge amount of riwayat, traditions in Islam that helping your sister or brother's mu'min is one of the most important responsibility for mu'minin. Some of the riwayat says it's better than, I don't know, many hajj that you go to hajj and accepted hajj. You have one brother mu'min, it's better than many hajj that you have. I think it's in my mind 70 hajj that is accepted by Allah. You just help your brother mu'min, is better than that. Some of the ma'asumin, they left their hajj to help someone that needed help. This is important to take care of each other. So that's why we said in this path, the first people what we do care about them more than anyone else at the beginning is our family. وَأَنذِرْ أَشِيرَتَكَ الْأَقْرَبِينَ, our beloved one, closest one. It is very important for us to pay attention first to my family, to my children, my parents, my wife, my husband. This is the most important step that you take. Again, if I see this is Ramadan and I see between couples, between parents, children, I see that my spouse, my children, they're not really following the way that they have to use in every single opportunity of Ramadan. Quickly helping each other. Not insulting each other. No, helping each other. By the way, always we're close to Fajr. We can say 2 rakah salat. Let's do it together. Something something to recommend each other to khair. We do take care about each other, right? If you see something. Oh, by the way, I'm going to recite 2 ayah of Quran. Do you want to join me? Yes, let's do it together. Very nicely, very respectfully. I want to tell my dad he's not paying attention to the Ramadan. Dad, I want to recite 2 pages of Quran. Can you come and see which one? If I have any mistakes, how beautiful, how respectful. Imam Hassan, Imam Hussein, they saw an old man. He's taking wuzu and he's doing wrong. And he's old. What should I say? You're 75 years old. You don't know how to take wuzu? Really? Really? Is that the Islam that you have? They say it like this? No. Because they are younger, they went to him and says, brother, me and my brother want to take wuzu. Can you please look at us to see which one we take better wuzu? Beautiful. Which one takes better wuzu? Yes, sure, do it. They took wuzu. When they were taking, that old man, he got it that he made a mistake. And he says, thank you so much for reminding. I was doing wrong. You guys are fine. How respectful, how nice. And they were talking to elders. Yeah, I can't insult my adult, my parents, but there are many ways that respectfully we can. Like I said, Dad, I want to recite 2 pages of Quran. Can you please come and see if I'm doing right or wrong? Come on, beautiful. And you're inviting al-ma'ruf and what? And not respecting it. You're not disrespectful as well. We pay attention. So last night we mentioned the topic of family, how important it is to keep the environment of the family healthy, beautiful, keep the origin of the family strong and healthy. So we said that the main problem we see among family members, among couples specifically, is lack of information and experience. Since they wanted to get married, while they are married, and then during the marriage, they don't have enough information. When you ask, how did you get married? Did you have any plan or something? My dad got married, my mom got married, so they're fine. So I just did it. Should I? I thought that's it. What are you talking about? So when you have a problem, you just stuck somewhere. What should I do now? What should I do now? No, this is another way in Islam, in the science. You have to go follow, learn before you enter to that project. If you are in that project, learn as much as possible in order to go the way that Islam is telling you, and you have to follow. So in order to have a better and clearer vision, inshallah, I will talk very quickly, inshallah, about this topic. I'm not sure if we would have an opportunity to talk more about this topic, but inshallah we'll see how we will go. Surah Rum, ayah 21. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. Allah created wives among you guys, from you guys, the same. So your husband is not jinn. Alhamdulillah. Your wife is human being. Imagine, that's a great ni'mah. If your wife was another creature, or your husband was like what? Had some horns or something, You couldn't, if you look at him, you would be scared. No, the same people, right? Alhamdulillah, this is a great favor, mashallah. And you can get together better. لَتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا, in order to find tranquility and peace in them. When you get married, you find peace among each other, right? This is Quran. The one who created us, man and woman, male and female, he said, I created you to get married together, male and female, right? You get married together, these two opposite sex, you get married together, this, like this, and then you find peace among each other. That is the goal of marriage, the goal of living together. So if my marriage doesn't have peace in it, I'm losing the goal of marriage. I'm losing the aim and the goal and the reason of marriage. I have to work on that. لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً, and I made among you guys, Allah made among you guys love and kindness. Really? Ya Allah, between me and you, where is this love and kindness that we can find it? Where did you hide it? Why people can find them in their marriage? Is there really love and kindness among? Quran is saying, when Quran says Allah created love and kindness, where is it? Where is the peace? This is the good question, and the answer is this. Allah created many things, and He put in this alam, in this universe, that is my responsibility to go and find them. If you want to find rizq, sustenance, you cannot sit in your house and says, Ya Allah, I'm doing tawakkul on you, I'll rely on you, please send some rizq to me. I need money. No. Allah said, I will give you the rizq if you go look for it. You act upon your knowledge, you go do your effort, I'll give you the what? The rizq. Love and peace, love and kindness is there. You should go find it. You should try to get it. Sometimes it's hard. Yes, you have to find it. No pain, no gain. So, this is important to pay attention, inshallah, that this is the goal of marriage. This is what I want to do. This is how I want to find. So quickly, inshallah, tonight I'm going to focus on some of the wrong concepts and mistakes that couples they have about each other. And those mistakes and differences that they have, and they don't have information and knowledge about it, cause different problems. Very important and very special information, inshallah, I'll give you. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. You know, one of the main problems that you see in the families, among the family members, specifically husband and wife, siblings, is that they expect each other something that they should not expect to that level. When it comes to husbands and wives, they expect each other something that, okay, I expect something from my wife that I should not expect that because she's not able to fulfill that. If it comes to my husband, I expect something from him that it's not in his nature, but I think that's the right expectations. For instance, as a woman, female, this is wrong for me, this is a mistake. Inshallah, I'll go one by one. To sister's part, and then inshallah brother's part, to make a balance, inshallah. Because I want to leave this room after that, right? So, and pay attention, please. Please pay attention. Don't take one part of my speech and then come and says, oh, what was that? Or ask someone else. Pay attention. You get the whole message, inshallah. So one of the mistakes that we see, specifically the wrong concepts, is that women, they think they should expect their husbands, they should expect their brothers, any male version, maharam with them, to love them the way that they love their sisters, their friends, or other people. She said, you don't love me. And when she said that, she thinks about the way that she loves her sister, that kind of love. She thinks that her husband should love her exactly the way that she loves her friend and her friend loves her. Or if I am thinking that, why my wife acting like this? If she loves me or not, I think she has to love me the way that men love each other. But no, there is a difference between the way that men love each other, the way that women love each other. You have to pay attention to that. What is the proof? Look at the friendship between boys and girls. Go to high schools. At that level, you can see that age range is very clear. When girls are together, friends, that friendship is very what? Very, very attached together, very emotional friendship. And it's very kind of, emotional, romantic, type of things. They are so attached to each other. If they don't see each other for, a couple of days, they cry, where have you been? But when it comes to boy, it's all about what? The friendship benefits. That friendship among boys is different, right? It's a different type of, friendship among boys. It's about the benefit. If he's going to fight with another one outside the school, if you want to come and back me up or something, it's about the benefits. With women, with girls, the females is more about the attachment. Who I feel more attached to. So if I want to pay attention specifically about sisters, that why he's acting like this, because the way that men, they express their emotion is different. You can say, if you love me, you have to be exactly the same that I am with someone else. This is important. And we're not saying here, we're not going to justify anything here. We're just talking about the facts and differences. The main one, inshallah. Salawat ala Muhammad wa So if you see, even in Islam, my focus is on that there are some differences between men and women. There are some differences. We have to acknowledge those differences. Believe me, many problems that we see it happens among couples, among families, is because we don't know these differences. We don't know each other well enough to understand what I'm expecting, what I want. In Islam, why we have many regulations and rules that are different between men and women? We have the ahkam of what? The earth, right? It's different between men and women. Diya, the blood, is different between men and women. Some of these differences, men and women are different in different aspects sometimes. Not, all aspects. In some aspects they are different. In financial matter, in, blood money, because of these differences that they have, in Islam also we see that Islam acknowledges some of these differences. But because we don't know, we expect wrongly. Amir al-Mu'minin Ali alayhi salam, he said that الناس أعداء لما جهلوا. People, they fight with each other on some topics that they have jahl on them. They have no knowledge and idea about what they are fighting about. How many times that happened that I'm fighting over something, but both of us, we don't have enough information about it. I think I am right, she thinks she is right, but when we get to conclusion, we said, oh, no one was right. Fight over something that we don't have knowledge. How many times that happened to us? And we don't deceive ourselves. No, we are all the same, everything is the same. No, no, there are some differences that they have to acknowledge. Why he's acting like this? Why he's coming home he's like this? Why she is like this? Many examples that we have, because we are different in behavior, in emotions sometimes. So you see nowadays, not nowadays, from a long time ago, some groups, they got together, let's defend this, genders. Let's defend women because women are better. Or let's defend men because men are better. Who said that women are lower or men are higher, or the vice versa? That some group of people, they got together to defend one part. Who said that they are lower than? Who said? I want to see where it comes from, and I tell you where it comes from. That women are lower, so we get together, a group of people, to defend the rights of women. Who said that they are lower? It's like I come to every single of you who says, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. He said, who said you're crazy that you're defending yourself? In Islam, if your ideology is wrong, it's not our fault. No one is higher or lower. Men are not higher, women are not higher, and no one is lower. You're all the same. Inna akramakum indallah. I couldn't hear it. Atqakum. The measure of the priority in Islam is what? Is taqwa, is virtue. Otherwise, everything is the same. Everything is the same. If you see differences, sometimes you see some responsibility goes to men, some responsibility goes to women, it's simply because of those differences among them. So no one is higher to why some people got together and said, no, we want to defend a woman. I'm going to tell you why. Because except Islam, any other school of thought or religion, because they are deviated, not the right religion that we see right now, they're all of them, they violate the right of woman. Not the way that Islam defends the right of woman. All of them they are violating. Why? Give me an example. In England, part of England, a couple of 100 years ago, I always give an example because I wrote that in my project, my thesis, and I have the reference if you want. In part of England, when they wanted to divorce their wife, you know how we're doing it? This is scientifically published. They were putting a rope around the neck of the woman, talaq, divorce. They were putting a rope around the neck of the woman. They were pulling them to bazaar, to store. They were selling them, and that was the sign of divorce. Of course, if I have this ideology, I should have some groups to defend some people because I was wrong, because I thought, oh, they are violent. But when it comes to Islam, go in Quran and read the ayat of divorce. The last part. Even if you want to do that, in parentheses, divorce is one of those ahkam. Na'uzubillah, I can say Allah hates this hukm. We have some of the hadiths when two mahram, they get divorced from each other, the arsh of Allah would shake. This is one of the most disgusting project or things that can happen to anyone. So because shaitan would be happy, everyone else would be upset. So look at the ayat of divorce in Islam. How beautiful it says, recommending, if you got to the last moment, to the last point, nothing else would work. You talk to the advisor, you talk to these people, to that people, nothing worked, and you got to the topic of divorce, be very nice together. Why you want to divorce in crisis or curse each other? No, nicely. This is in Quran over 1400 years ago. Rasulullah explained it and has been revealed. Be very nice together. So yes, خَلَقَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا. The same, like you guys, couples are the same. However, there are many differences in comprehension, in emotion, in understanding. Even, I was reading a study, scientific study, even in some of the brain functions, men and women have differences. So quickly, inshallah, I want to talk about some of this. One of the wrong things that it comes right now, the common mistakes that they have, they think men are smarter than women. When it comes to some projects, let's give it to men because they know better how to do it. That's one of the wrong mistakes. It's simply different function between men and woman brains. How? Look, I'm sure, alhamdulillah, you saw it. Woman can multitask, right? We all know about it. She is cooking, at the same time she has her baby in her hands, and she's talking to her mom over the phone, and she's watching the news as well, and she knows exactly what's going on around her. That's the power. The brain works this way. They can get all this information. Some men are like, what? Yes, they can do it. They can do it. Don't come out. And by the way, this examples I'm giving, it's average. If you bring a woman, she can't do any of these things, doesn't mean that other women they can't. If I say men are taller than women, usually, which they are, right? Averagely, you can't bring a woman from there and says, oh, she's taller than men, so you're wrong. No, that's average. We're talking about average. So they can multitask. They have this power that they can do these things. When it comes to men, they have more ability to focus on one specific task and do it perfectly. One specific task, averagely, by the way. That's why when men are doing something, they focus on that and they do it good. For instance, if your husband they can't do multitask usually, men. If your husband is cutting potato, good luck if they do. Right? If we should have dua and do dua, Laylatul Qadr, they do it. Yeah. If they're cutting potato, right, they're focusing on peeling the potato, right? Be careful not to cut your hand. So If you right there, it says, honey, by the way, I saw a nice, bracelet for my birthday, so you can buy it. Right away, he will cut himself. Why? He cannot focus in two things. That's the difference. You go step by step. And just example. You have to pay attention. Men are focusing more in one subject. Many times he's working and you're talking and he's like, And he's like, I'm not important to you because you're not paying attention to me. No, dear. It's just simply because when they focus on one thing, they're focusing on that thing. You have to acknowledge that. And they don't. And by the way, parenthesis. Sorry, brothers. But when they want to show that they can. They can. Ability. One of the needs of men is to show that they are able. This word, I am able to do. How many times you see your husband, your brother are doing something and they're totally lost, they don't know what to do, and you said, what are you doing? He says, I'm fine, I know what to do, don't worry about it, I'll make it. You see, 2 hours he's working on the radio and he cannot fix it. Never use any terms, you cannot, you're not able, it's over your ability. These are the poisons to your husband, brother, or something. Acknowledge. So we have to pay attention to things, how, the differences that we have. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. So from now on, that's why men sometimes you see averagely, they cannot be romantic at the same time that they are logical. We have to, understand what is come from my partner. So when it comes to, even in some parts of the physical ability, we have some differences between men and women. Physical abilities. For instance, when it comes, if you really miss a huge fight with your wife, with your husband, go driving together. Driving together. Because of the vision that men and women they have, because of the ability that they have, we see that men's driving usually ability is better than women averagely. Don't come to me and says my sister is in NASCAR, she's number one, right? No, just usually averagely they are better only because of that physical ability that they have. I don't have enough time to go through that, to explain it how. For instance, men, they can see the close-sighted better than, the far-sighted better than close-sighted. How? The examples. He is looking for his socks, and he's in the closet, and he's looking everywhere to find. I'm sure that all you guys, men, it happens to you guys. They're looking for their socks, and then in the closet, they're looking and says, I can find it, and she is in the kitchen. Okay, I cannot find it. Where is my socks? Where did you put it? She said from the kitchen. She said, I put it over on your t-shirt. And he's looking around and says, I can't find it. Can you come? I'm late. I can't find it. Please help me. And she comes inside and said, and he's halfway through the closet and he cannot still find it, right? And then she comes and says, right here. And he's like, did you hide it? No, it was on your t-shirt. He opens the door of the fridge. Where is this cheese? I can't find the cheese. Please help me. And she said, it's right there in front of you. No, I can't find it. She comes and says, here. You can't see it. Why you're hiding it? No, it's right there in front of you. Some of these differences. How many times you guys are looking for your clothing? Some of them are like, yes. But you couldn't find, right? You have to know that. So you pay attention to this thing, inshallah. So, let's go to the other side. That's enough for you guys. One of the main needs of woman, I'm talking female version in general, including wife, including daughters, including sisters, right? One of the main needs that they have is, we call it attention. Attention. If they are doing something and I'm not paying that much attention, I'm not acknowledging it, she will get sick. Literally, she will get sick. Attention. Even the little girl, even 3-4 years old, She needs attention. I have to pay attention 2 times more than what I'm paying attention to my son. I have to pay attention to my daughter. That's the need that they have. So she made the house beautiful. All the day she was working, and it's beautiful. Everything is nice, decorated, beautiful, everything. And he comes home, and she is standing, somewhere in the angle of the house to make sure he can see it. He comes home, he goes wash his hands, hopefully, and he goes in front of the TV. And he doesn't see anything is changed in the house. They can't see that this is bad. We can't see the differences, and we don't pay attention. We don't acknowledge those differences and changes that they made. Another good example, it happens a lot, they come and talk to me about. I know I'm being recorded, but I have to say it. She spent, because she said in Islam, she heard that it's good, you have to be prepared, nice, good looking, exactly everything fine for your husband. So she's doing it. She went to the salon and to make everything beautiful, those things that they put in their nails, and then make it beautiful. What do they call it? Manicure, pedicure, some of these things. Some birds on their nails, some flowers. Anyways, she's making everything nice, beautiful. It's in Islam, it's recommended. It's one of the best things that you, sisters, can do for your husband, beautiful. You can do it and expect Allah, inshallah, to give you thawab. You can do it. So she's doing it, and everything is nice. He was outside. She's waiting for him to come home. Probably 2-3 hours. It took time to get ready, nice. And she's gonna come home. He's gonna come home. She's ready, and she's thinking, what is the best position that I can stand so he can see my hair, he can see my nail, he can see my clothing and everything, because the attention, right? So she's in front of the mirror for a few, hours maybe, to make sure, what is the best, gesture and position she can stand in. So when he comes home, he can see everything, right? So finally he got to the point, she said that, okay, I want to stand like this so he can see my nail, my hair, my clothing, and everything. So she's like this. He comes home, and she's smiling. He says, your tooth is hurting? She's like, no, honey. Don't you think anything is different? Yeah, we have different dinners tonight. Take a look again, honey. Oh, your shirt. You have a new shirt. No, your mom gave me 3 years ago. And I wore it a few times. Then what happened? You can't see it. One, sister, because you're too close. You're all the way to his nose. That's why he can't see it, right? Give some distance. So you get away so he can see you, right? And then the second thing is that, I'm not going to justify, but he's blind when it comes to that closeness. And that's bad, man. That's very bad, brothers. We have to, and this is the rule of thumb. Whenever you come home, why I'm talking about these things? Why? We were talking about Ramadan. What does it have to do with this? Because Islam is not only praying. Do you know one of the most important characteristics of Rasulullah that Allah praised him is what? فَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَى خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ. One of the most important, the key success of Rasulullah was his behavior, his akhlaq. With those Arab at that time, that they were buried, they were burying their own daughters in that society, uncivilized society, working with those people, how difficult is that? The first key success that Rasulullah had was his behavior and his akhlaq, his manner that he could attract people. An-nas, Amir al-Mu'minin, an-nas abidul ihsan. You can make someone your slave by ihsan, by muhabbat, by love. These are all about Islam. This is the beauty of Islam as well. If I am saying 10,000 rak'at salat, but I'm oppressing my wife, and I'm not respectful to my husband, forget about your salat. But that's zulm. Forget about it. I will, inshallah, if I have time, talk about the husn khuluq, good manner and temper in Islam. They came to Rasulullah, they talk about the sister, says there is a sister, she's very nice, mu'minah sister, she, recited a lot of dua and hadith and everything, beautiful, everything. But the only things that she has a mistake, something wrong, is that she doesn't have a good temper, akhlaq. She doesn't have a good akhlaq. Rasulullah says, La khayra fiha. Forget about everything else. There's no khayr in her. The same as men. If I am doing everything, if I'm working 24/7, if I'm reciting salat and I'm on sajda, I go to sajda from sunset, I come out, stand up on sunset, but my akhlaq is not good, I'm not good with my family, there's something wrong with my akhlaq, I'm oppressing, I'm not paying attention. What is about it? Ibadat is not only salat and fasting. That is the reason we are talking about these things. So what we were talking about. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala. So we have to pay attention to this. Look at this. This is important what I'm going to say. Attention. My daughter, she grew up. She's a teenager right now. Me, a father, never ever paid attention to her and never praised her for the beauties that she has. And attention is one of the needs that she has. Like I said about men, ability, they need, this is the need of them, that I am able to do it. Okay? One of the needs of that female version is attention. She grew up, you never paid attention to her. Never. Nothing came out of your mind. Anything about praising. Why? Because my culture said you have to be rude to her. Really? Some people, they said that. No. Look, what is the culture of Islam? Our culture is the culture of Ahlul Bayt. Rasulullah, in parenthesis, she was kissing the hand of Zahra Salamun alayha. Do you know what that means? If right now you see in the TV, one of the biggest maraja, not comparable to Rasulullah, one of the biggest maraja, you see a picture of him, he is bending down and he's kissing the hands of his daughter. You will be so shocked. Oh my God, did you see that maraja? He kissed the hands. I'm telling you, Rasulullah, he bent down and he kissed the hands of Zahra Salamun. I'm not sure bent down, but he kissed the hands of Zahra Salamun. Don't say, oh, she was Zahra. Yes, she was Zahra Salamun alayha, but this part of that, we take it as the symbol, as the strategy, as the manner, as the behavior. I have to pay attention. I have never praised my daughter and she grew up. She never been satisfied from that perspective, that need, right? So she goes to the university. And that boy, the classmate comes, starts praising. You're so smart. And he doesn't have any taqwa and he's not even Muslim probably. Wow, you're so beautiful, you're so smart. Can I borrow your pen? Stop praising, right? Oh my God. The first person in my life that he praised me. Wow. She stuck there. He's the best man in the world. Because he could see me. My father couldn't see me, my brother. And her iman is not that strong, right? Iman is weak. Her iman is weak, and she has been deceived. You see the point? Her iman is not as strong. And then, oh no, he could see me. He's praising me. My father has never seen these beauties that they have. I was smart, I was beautiful. And then you come to me, what happened to my daughter? Please help me. What? How many times you saw it? How many times you acknowledge it? You have to pay attention. What's wrong? When it comes to us, beautiful, let's see each other. Let's appreciate each other. Remember it says between couples, we see our, beauties, we respond, we pay attention. Man lam yashkur al-makhluq lam yashkur al-khaliq. If you're not paying attention, if you're not appreciative towards makhluq, creatures of Allah, you're not appreciative of Allah. This is hadith. If I'm not appreciative towards my wife, my husband, I'm not going to be appreciative towards Allah. Wow, you're so smart, sweetheart, you're so smart. I love it. Wow, you get this gorgeous. You fulfill these needs. So whenever she goes out, she's full of these needs, right? She doesn't need any. The vitamin is filled up. So she goes out, someone is trying to deceive her. She said, I don't need it. Thank you so much. I got enough from my maharam. I got enough from my brother, my husband, and my father. So I don't need it. You cannot deceive me by your words. Why? Because I'm not in need of those words. How important is that? Wow, I didn't pay attention to that part. Yes, it's important. So we inshallah pay attention. I don't have enough time, but the differences between men and women, very, very important. How they look, how they see, how they pay attention. This is a rule of thumb for men. Every day you go home, because they ask me, how do you know that tonight she's changing something or something? I go there and say, mashallah, you changed something. He said, no, I didn't change anything. So I was so glad. No, every time you go home, you expect something that is changed. Every time you go home. Pay attention, try to see it, try to look at it. They're like alchemists, they change things. You see, you go home, you say, oh my God, sorry, this is the wrong house. No, they change things, they have the creativity to do that. I have to pay attention. I have to. Then look at that beautiful environment in the house. You see that environment, if so far was not like this, what should we do? Okay, we hear these things, we love to be like this, but you know what, we're not in a good mood right now. Get together. What is the purpose of Ramadan if you cannot fix your things together? Then what was the benefit of Ramadan for you? If Ramadan came to fix your problem, then what was Ramadan for? Well, what? Just doing Ziyar Josh and Kabir and then Iftitah and be happy? If Ramadan cannot fix my marital problem, I need advice, right? I need direction. I have the direction, but if I'm not that persuasive, I don't have that much attention, and I'm not going to make my decision 100% to fix my problem with my father, with my mother, with my husband, with my wife, with my brothers, with my sisters. If I cannot make my decision because of Ramadan to help my problems with anyone in this world, then what is the benefit of Ramadan? One of the benefits of Ramadan is it gives you the power. Self-esteem goes up. Ramadan. You get power. You can make decision. You make a decision. You make decision not to eat almost 18 hours, right? 19 hours. So you make that decision. Ramadan helps you to make decision. I make decision, I solve my problems. How? Get together, talk about it, sit down. Allah said, I created you so you be in peace. My husband, my wife, let's sit together. It's difficult. It's so awkward. We were in fight, so we sit down, talk to each other. You need help, ask advisor to help you, but you have to do it. The first 2-3 times this maybe feels awkward, but you see that's for Allah. You see that's for the sake of Allah. When it comes to the topic of Allah, everything become beautiful. Sabqat Allah, the color of Allah made everything beautiful. Let's do it. Let's do it. Children helps your parents to be in a better position, in a better peace together. Parents help your children to be. Then look at that beautiful household. Amazing. Everything is light. Everything is nice. Everything is calm. Everything is in peace. Everything is around Allah. Everything is about a divine environment. It's so amazing. Allah to be in that household. That's a divine household. How? Look at the environment of the house of Ahlul Bayt. Look at the environment of the house of Amir al-Mu'minin Hazrat Zahra. It was nice enough that this beautiful and amazing, successful people came out of that house. Imam Hassan alayhi salam, Imam Hussain alayhi salam, Hazrat Zainab salam alayhi. The environment was nice. The environment. Pay attention, inshallah. And then look at these differences. Look at these differences. Expect based on the nature. I expect based on nature, but from the other side, I start doing what? Better. I start to pay more attention. I pay attention, and then, you don't believe me? Tonight, tomorrow when he goes to work, you can take your carpet, okay, flip it over, and put the tables and everything on top of it. He comes home tomorrow night, and you wouldn't notice. Try it. He doesn't pay attention to things. Yeah. But we help each other. We help each other. It's not competition. It's not fight. We're in the same team. In a team, when team members, co-workers, when they're in a crisis, they help each other. When in a company, they have a financial crisis, they don't shut down everything. They bring an advisor, they sit together, they make a meeting. This is what should we do? We have to solve this crisis. They don't say, okay, we have a crisis, let's get away from each other. No. Successful companies, they sit down, they solve their problems by talking, not by fighting, by talking. I pay attention, inshallah. So this is one of the things that, inshallah, if we can solve in this Ramadan, in this path towards Allah, this is one of the main steps, 30 steps toward Allah. This is one of the main steps, inshallah. I pay attention to keep the environment divine and nice, inshallah. Salawat ala Muhammad. Very quick, inshallah, ذكر مصيبنا المتواصل. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وأجل فرجهم والآن أعداءهم أجمعين. السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين. السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء يا سلام الله عليك. When we read all this information and ma'arif about Ahlul Bayt, about Amir al-Mu'mineen, about Zahra Salamullah alayha, we see that the value that we lost in this world, the beautiful house of Bayah, the house of Zahra Salamullah alayha, the house that Jibreel, whenever he wanted to enter this house, he got permission to enter this beautiful house, the house of Wahid, the house of Al-Ataya, with all these great people and family members, all the Ahl al-Kisaya, all Ahl Bayt and the family of Rasulullah. The first house that Rasulullah, before he leaves Medina, he was going there. The first house that he was going to when he comes to Medina, that person said, if you don't open the door of this house, I will burn down this house with the people inside. Oh, didn't you remember that Rasulullah, he was always in this house? Didn't you know that Rasulullah said, Fatimatu bad'atum minni man adani, whoever bothers and annoys Fatima annoys me. Whoever bothers me bothers Allah. And Allah in Quran, he cursed them. How come you burn down the door of this house? How can you be disrespectful to Khairun Nisa'il Alameen, the best of all women in both universe, in both worlds? Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, it's good that you are not among these people anymore. You don't see the faces of these people anymore. But after you, not too long, you know what they did to your beloved Hussein in Ashura, in Karbala. Ya Aba Abdullah, Ya Aba Abdullah, Ya Aba Abdullah, Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim. We ask you, Allah, for the sake of Amir al-Mu'mineen and Zahra, salam Allah alayhima, for the love that you put among these two beautiful couple, please make our family environment as close and lovely possible to life of Ahlul Bayt, inshallah. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وأجل فرجهم والأن أعداءهم أجمعين. اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج والعافية والناس ومد في عمره الشريف وزين الأرض بطول بقائه واجعلنا من أعوانه وأنصاره وشيعته. يا الله يا رحمن يا رحيم ثبت قلوبنا على دينك. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, for the sake of Ramadan, we ask you, you take a special look at our families. Ya Allah, those who are good to each other, make their love and attachment as best as possible. Ya Allah, those who have a little bit tension and problems among them, Ya Allah, for the sake of Rasulullah, please at this time solve their problems and subsidize it with love and muhabbat. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, help our youth, younger friends, those who are ready for marriage. Provide the best and the most amazing marriage, inshallah, for them. Those who are married, Ya Allah, protect them. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, those friends who are sick, please cure them at this time. Those who passed away, send the thawab out of this majlis to their soul, inshallah. Rahmanallah man yaqra'u al-Fatihata ma